So, Sucrose, the package you mentioned that you received before, it's not dangerous, is it? You need to be careful when you're opening packages. I once had a friend mail me some research materials, and all the bouncing around in transit caused a reaction. Once I opened it, oh, it let out a stench that could wake the dead. If your package contains anything like that, then maybe you should check with Albedo first and see what he thinks.
No, this package didn't contain any hazardous materials.
Oh, hey, you two. We're just talking about a strange package that Sucrose received recently.
A strange package?
Yes. I believe it's from a Sumeru scholar who came here to study in Mondstadt. It's most likely a thank you gift for collaborating on some research together.
Huh? A package from an academia scholar? Oh, then there could be anything inside.
There wasn't anything dangerous inside, just a bunch of strange cards. I think I've seen Timaeus with some similar looking cards before, so I came to ask him about what they might be.
You've seen me with some cards? Maybe those were the testing cards used for distinguishing reagents.
No, they didn't look like test cards. Here, have a look.
Oh, you meant these? Huh. Sucrose, have you really never seen these before?
No, never. Recently, I've been spending all my time up in the mountains working on cultivating pentatonic sweet flowers. Why?
You could definitely say that it's trending, but not as an area of research. It's called Genius Invocation TCG.
Genius Invocation TCG! Yeah, we've been hearing about this game all over the place, but this is the first time we've ever actually seen any of the cards. We didn't know it had made it all the way to Mondstadt. Must be pretty popular, huh?
That's right. The game's been catching on lately. The Yae publishing house in Inazuma has even published a series of light novels based on the game. It starts with a young guy in Sumeru who finds an ancient casket of tomes in the attic. He opens it and discovers that the soul of an ancient TCG player called the Crocodile King has been captured inside. It turns out that the Crocodile King was King Deshret's viceroy, who battled an opponent named the Ibis King. During the match, the Crocodile King fell prey to his opponent's scheme and was sealed away in the casket of tomes. After being unexpectedly released by the kid, the Crocodile King possesses him and helps him to gradually climb the ranks and become a legendary TCG player.
Timaeus.
Huh? What's wrong, Sucrose? If you're interested in how the story plays out...
No. I was just thinking about that time you requested an extension on your progress report deadline, citing personal reasons for the...
I did go through a phase recently where I wasn't putting enough focus on my work, but it's under control now. I've committed to not even touch Genius Invocation TCG.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, since it's a gift from a researcher I've collaborated with, I thought that I should at least try to learn the rules. That way, I could say that I at least tried to appreciate his gift.
Oh, right! And since it's a game from Sumeru, who knows? Playing it might even make you smarter. Just wait until Paimon plays it enough to become smarter than you! Although, it seems like we can't learn how to play it anytime soon, 'cause Timaeus...
Well, research is my priority, you know. But if you'd like to learn the rules of Genius Invocation TCG, then I'd actually suggest you go to the Cat's Tail. Yep, that's the place. It's where everyone in the community goes to play when they have time. They gather there, trade cards, and they're very welcoming to new players. Trying to learn the rules can be intimidating at first.
Understood. Traveler? Paimon? Let's go to the Cat's Tail and try out. To be honest, hearing Timaeus talking about the game has also piqued my curiosity.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Welcome to the Cat's Tail. Ah, it's the Traveler and Paimon. What a nice surprise. Oh, and Sucrose the Alchemist. It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm afraid I've already told you before. Fur from the Cat's Tail staff is not for sale, no matter how much Mora you offer.
Don't worry, Margaret. We're not here for that research project I told you about last time.
Sucrose, what kind of experiment were you trying to do with the cat's tail?
I just wanted to test out some hypotheses, and I needed some materials. But, we can talk about that later. Actually, Margaret, we're here to learn more about Genius Invocation TCG.
Ah, Genius Invocation TCG. We were just talking about that game. You see, more and more people have been gathering at the Cat's Tail to play, so I thought, why not have a dedicated staff to...
Allow me to interpret. Prince says that the word customer is much...
My mistake. So it seems I haven't introduced you yet. This is Prince and Shuyan.
I'm afraid I must correct you there, ma'am. Only Prince, the strongest and most formidable TCG player of all, is capable. The average player is incapable of grasping the subtlety and sheer genius behind Prince's every play, and he has no choice.
Wow! Another guy you can
How can you use such a crude word as animal to describe the one and only Prince? He is... Oh? What's that? Shuyan. In the eyes of the common folk, I look no different than any other ordinary cat. It's a natural mistake to make, and you shouldn't overreact. Understood. I do apologize.
It seems he really is capable of communicating with the cat.
Seriously, how can he get all of that from a simple meow?
It was the duels of Genius Invocation TCG that allowed our hearts to bond.
So, playing Genius Invocation TCG fosters...
Somehow?
Anyway, if you'd like to know anything about Genius Invocation TCG, then though I'd love to explain more myself, it's time for my daily walk. I'll let Prince play a game with you and walk...
Just as a seasoned warrior can foresee the path of his opponent's sword, so too can I, as a TCG master, predict my opponent's every play. That's what Prince said.
Oh, Prince doesn't want to play with us, huh? Fine.
I'm sorry, but from the day I met the mighty card master Prince, I swore an oath that my hands would live solely to hold the cards and not to play them. I will never play another match of my own again.
If Prince is unwilling to play, then I guess we should look for...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. What is it? I'm pretty busy over here, you know. Why is it that every player that sets foot in here to play Genius Invocation TCG has to have a drink? Ugh, seriously. Games and drinks don't mix. Don't
What can I say? As the tavern owner, I can't help but feel happy to hear this. Anyway, I see you've been working hard, so I thought you could use a break. So...
Yeah, what kind of break is that? Oh, why are we letting all these loafers come in here to play Genius Invocation TCG? You know, if drink sales keep going up like this, pretty soon Mondstadt's alcohol industry... Looks like my first step in destroying Mondstadt's alcohol industry?
My dear, you are quite mistaken. You said it yourself. A clear mind is Prince speaks the truth, Diona. Not only is the spread of Genius Invocation TCG no obstacle to your goal of destroy-
Could it really?
Sure, why not? Alrighty then. Our 2 customers are waiting to learn. Shuyan, let's put you on drink mixing duty.
But Shuyan is destined for a far greater purpose.
Shuyan, drink mixing, now.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, all right. We'll need some space to look. Okay, let's go through the rules. First things first. You'll be needing your deck, so place that on the table.
Deck?
Yes? You should have built a deck. You know, a set of cards that meets the bare... What's with the blank stares? Come on. Don't tell me you came to learn Genius Invocation TCG without bringing any cards. Yeah, we need a practice deck. Can't you just let us use one? There's no such thing. Okay, let me think. To learn the game, you'll need at least... Oh, that reminds me. A few days ago, when I was closing up for the night, I noticed a customer had left a cup...
Are you sure that's okay?
It's already been a few days, and he still hasn't come back to claim them. Oh, okay, yeah, I got them here with me. You know, just in case the customer came looking for them. Yeah, not because I like to play the... All right, so now we have 2 character cards. Yep. So, are you ready to start? All right, then let's begin. Welcome to the world of Genius Invocation TCG! Simply put, this is a game where you control character cards to duke it out with your opponent. Pew, pew, pew! Once you've defeated all of your opponent's character cards, victory shall be yours! Now then, you're gonna need a character on the field to start with.
Let's go.
First, we roll 8 elemental dice at the start of every round. These dice correspond to elemental energy. We'll be spending these dice to perform actions. Once the roll phase is over, you'll enter the action phase, where the real game starts. During the action phase, you can spend elemental dice to perform various actions. Of course, the most common action is to use character skills. Not bad. You just made your first attack. During the action phase, both sides will take turns making their moves. After you use a skill to attack your opponent, it's their turn to attack. And as you can see, once the enemy finishes their move, it... Now, these are on the element dice. They can be spent on so we're gonna use them to pay for the pyro dice needed for this skill. Go on. That was pretty good. That's one opponent down for the count. But the game has only just begun. Remember? As much as we'd like to attack again, seems like we've run out of usable dice. In that case, let's end this round. After you end round, you won't be able to do anything else this round. And once everyone chooses end round, we can move on to the next round. All right, here we are, and a fresh new round means time to roll the dice again. That's how we're gonna get...
Ooh, that's some terrible luck. Huh, there's no way we'll be able to use D-Luke's skill now. But don't worry, situations like these are why we have the option to once per round, you can select all the dice that you don't like and re-roll them. When the action phase begins, the player who first chose end round in the previous round takes their turn first. This means that since you finished first the last round, you'll be the first to start this. Alrighty then, let's learn a little bit about energy and elemental bursts. Each time you use a skill, your character will gain 1 energy. Once D-Luke's energy is full, he can use a powerful elemental burst. But we're still one short. Never mind. Let's start with a normal. D-Luke's normal attack only needs 1 pyro die and 2 other dice of any type. In any case, your normal attack needs fewer pyro dice than your elemental skill. Now we have 3 energy plus. It's time to use your power. In an actual game of Genius Invocation TCG, you need to use multiple character cards to form. Next up, it's time for your second character card. Oh, it seems like any move by Kai is gonna... When you deal cryo damage, you'll cause your target to be affected by cryo.
Dodge this!
Good! Now our opponent is affected by cryo. This is a good time to learn about elemental. Different types of elemental damage affect enemies with different elements. When a character is affected by certain elemental combos, an elemental reaction will be triggered. At the moment, your opponent is affected by cryo, so we should try and use a pyro skill on them. Looks like we have to switch active characters, though. Oh, that reminds me! Both sides must have 1 active character, while others are considered standby characters. Normally, we can only use the active character skills. Now, if we want to use the skills of our standby character, we'll have to switch them to the active character. In this case, we'll have to switch to D-Luke. You can spend 1 elemental die of any kind to switch a skill.
Let's go.
Switching characters is an action, just like using a skill. So once it's... Most skills can only target the active character. As you can see, your opponent just... Alright then, now that D-Luke is our active character, it's time to... Because the opponent is already affected by cryo, dealing pyro damage triggers the melt elemental reaction. When triggered, melt increases damage dealt. This will allow you to deal loads of damage in one go. Alright, next up, let's learn how to use card types other than character cards. These cards are all known as action cards. Each time a match starts, you have to draw 5 action cards to form your starting hand. Uh-oh, looks like we don't have any elemental dice we can spend to make an attack. Seriously? We still don't have any usable dice even after that reroll? Well, never mind. Even in cases like this, we can still attack. We just don't underestimate action cards. They can grant all kinds of support and buffs to your active... So playing this action card will require 2 of these. See the symbol? Yeah, that means you'll need to play elemental dice of the same type. Some other cards will cost you these instead. The cost requirements for these are much more lenient. You can spend... We'll cross that bridge when we get there, though. For now, just play... So, playing an action card from your hand is a form of fast action. Fast actions do not end your current turn. Simply put, you can continue to act even after playing an action card. Well then, but wait, D-Luke's elemental skill costs 3 pyro dice, and right now, we don't even... Not a problem. This is where we can use a more advanced mechanic known as, by discarding 1 card from your hand, you can convert 1 elemental die into the element of your current active character. And this card isn't useful right now. so we might as well use it for elemental tuning. Sometimes, you won't be able to perform any actions you want to because you didn't roll the elemental dice you wanted. Oh well. Moving on, ingenious invocation TCG. Keeping up a constant flow of combat is, in this case, well, let's just take all these useless cards and just like playing cards from your hand. Elemental tuning is a fast action. Come on, hurry up! Use elemental tuning to... Well, would you look at that? Finally, we now have an... Because you have the White Iron Greatsword equipped, Searing Onslaught will deal 1 extra damage! What? Now comes the final part! Hoo-yeah! In a real match, you can make adjustments to your initial hand. At this time, we can select any number of cards in our hand to shuffle back into the draw pile, and then draw the same number of new cards. Once you have confirmed any adjustments you wish to make to your starting hand, both players have to select their starting active character at the same time. Oh boy, this one's a real doozy. Let's see how you do this time. Remember, start by select...
Let's finish this, swiftly.
Hey, look at you! You sure are getting the hang of these rolls. Now let me teach you one last trick. You can preview your opponent's actions. I mean, that is to say, you can read their intent. Check it out. So here's where you can see all your opponent's intentions for this round. All your opponent's intended actions for the round will be listed here. Reference this to come up with effective countermeasures. Well then, that's the end of the tutorial. You're on your own from here. May victory be... All right, cool. Those are the basics. Did you get all that? What we just played was an adventure challenge designed specially for new players. Genius Invocation TCG can be played in duel mode, where each player brings 3 character cards, or in adventure challenge mode. But the rules are all the same. As long as you understand the basics, then you should...
Although I feel there are still many details to grasp.
That was quite the detailed explanation. I didn't know the Cat's Tail's famous mixologist had...
What? Oh, when did you get here?
I stepped in while you were in the middle of your explanation. I hope I didn't dampen the mood.
You snuck in without making a sound!
Anyway...
The Cat's Tail is a player in Mondstadt's alcohol industry. Naturally, you have some collaboration with my winery. I'm here today to discuss a few items of business with Margaret.
Too bad she just left. But if you head off right now, you might still catch up with her.
Never mind, it's nothing urgent. In fact, I think I'm now more interested in this card that you're using to teach them the game.
Wait, this card?
It's Diluc's character card!
Although I have some degree of experience with Genius Invocation TCG, seeing this particular card is a first.
A customer left it behind a few days ago, but he wasn't even playing the game while he was here.
Oh? And what sort of a customer was he?
He wasn't wearing an eye patch, okay? He had a light complexion and a super serious look on his face. He wasn't much of a talker and looked like he was just drinking.
Eye patch, you say?
Gah! I was trying to give the opposite description, but I just ended up giving it away.
Don't worry. Somehow, I don't think he'll be giving you any trouble over it. I don't mind. It's just a card with my image on it.
I didn't expect Diluc to be familiar with Genius Invocation TCG.
The game has been catching on lately. It's hard to go anywhere without hearing it mentioned. Every now and then, I'll sit down and play a game with the customers in Angel's Share. I was hoping we could play a game, but this issue of someone leaving a character card with my image of the cat's tail is very It's getting late, and someone has some explaining to do. Well, good. Then I'll take my leave.
You know where the door is. Don't let the door hit you where Lord Borg... Uh-oh. Guard Captain.
I hope Kaya will be alright. Well, now that we are familiar with the rules, why don't we try playing a game of Genius Invocation TCG?
Ooh, 2 new players having their first ever duel. This sounds like fun. But in order to play an official duel, you need to have... Remember, a complete deck has to have 3 character cards and 30 action cards.
Then, let's use my cards. These were mixed in with all the others I had received. And I didn't know what they were for at first. But now, it looks like we each have the Kaya, Diluc, and Sucrose character cards. So why don't we have our first duel? Take your time. I look forward to... Ready for our duel? All right, let the duel begin!
Unlike the adventure challenge you tried previously, duels are true tests of strength between 2 players. In a duel, your opponent can also use action cards, and they'll also be able to grab new cards during an end phase. At the same time, your opponent must also spend elemental dice to take actions, so you'll be unable to view their intent. Are you ready? It's time for some exhilarating fights to the bitter end!
I want to help.
Where did I go wrong?
I can't believe I lost when we had the exact same character cards. The rules must be more complex. Every decision is a difficult trade-off in this game. If there was only a way to transplant the arms of the 2 standby characters...
That's not how the rules work, Sucrose. Don't be a sore loser. That kind of...
Oh, I am sorry. I was beaten fair and square. But it was a fun match.
Paimon didn't know you could get so competitive, Sucrose.
I always get a little upset when I lose. It's like that with my research, too. It always gets to me when my experiments don't go as planned. Especially when there's an alchemy genius like Albedo around to compare my...
You lost me at alchemy and experiments. But I'm pretty sure playing cards is no different. Each game you lose makes you want to win the next one to settle the score. And the seizing victory through a winning combination of luck, skill, and experience is where all the fun...
But what if you keep trying and trying?
A losing streak, yeah. That'll definitely get you down. But it's... Besides, Sucrose, you're already making great progress. It'd take at least 8 of our regular booze hounds to match your level. You played well.
Thank you. I'm just a little disappointed to lose, that's all. But Genius...
Good! Having fun is the main thing. If you ever want to play again in the future, feel free to come by the Cat's Tail. But don't expect me to play with you. I just mean...
I'll definitely be back.
All right. I think you should have all the basics down by now. I need to get back to bartending. Shiyan's likely been busy making his tavern more popular with his delicious cocktails. Huh. Burning Mondstadt's wine industry to the ground keeps me pretty busy, you know.
I see. So you have now grasped the rules of Genius...
That's right! The Travelers, Sucrose, and Paimon are TCG players! Paimon picked it up from...
Becoming a TCG player is not as simple as that. Sobering words from Prince there. But I'm afraid he's right. To become official players recognized by the Genius Invocation TCG Society, you have... Yes, although to be honest, it's not that difficult. Basically, to become an official and recognized TCG player, you have to best 3...
So, you have to win 3 duels against 3 different opponents?
The duel you just played, I agree. Although I didn't get to observe the match myself, I did...
Same way you can hear what...
A well-trained ear is a basic skill expected of anyone hoping to become a TCG master. Sucrose, you may have lost the last duel, but don't be disheartened. But first things first, Shuyen. Ah, yes, my goodness. Completely slipped my mind. I'm lucky to have Prince here to remind me.
Oh, Timaeus mentioned it, didn't he? It was from the light novels he's been reading. The thing...
Oh, that's right! The soul of an ancient TCG... So the Casket of Tomes?
Well... Actually, all card cases in Genius Invocation TCG are called Caskets of Tomes. Not only do they provide a reliable and sturdy container to...
Oh! Paimon can guess what you're gonna say next! The reason they can sense each other is because they have this...
That would mean an extraordinarily high number of people in history have been turned into disembodied souls as a consequence of playing card games.
Darn! What a letdown. Alright, now let's see this Casket of Tomes on...
All Caskets of Tomes are issued by Margaret, probably for the best. If Prince and I were responsible for handing them out, knowing how eager we both are to promote the game, okay, so go and see Margaret to claim your Casket of Tomes, use it to find another player, beat them in a duel, and
But even for the Traveler, that's only 2 wins in total. What about the...
I shall choose the final contestant she must beat in order to become an official TCG. Excellent plan, Prince. Happy
Germinate! Hello, you 3. Has little Diona finished teaching you? Ah, I see you're here for your
So this is a casket...
That's right. A purpose-built case for your card deck that can even detect when someone else nearby is carrying one.
Yeah, well, even the most fun game is pretty lonely if you got no one else to play it with.
True. So I'm glad that these customers, TCG players, are able to You're not wrong, but that's secondary. The important thing to me is the opportunity for like-minded people to come together and enjoy their favorite...
All right. In that case, I'll go find some people to play against too. Let's meet back at the Cat's Tail. Thanks.
I'm sorry. Is there anything I can assist the two of you with?
We want to become official Genius Invocation TCG players, but we have to pass the tests first, so...
Oh, I see. Unfortunately, I'm on duty right now. Are you quoting the Knights of Favonius handbook at me? So be it. Then let the duel begin. Gosh, I lost. You're remarkably good at this, considering how new to the game. Let's play again when you have some time. But I did...
We did it! Now we have 2 victories under our belt! Let's get back to the cat's tail. Paimon wonders who Prince is gonna pick as our final contestant.
I sensed that she had what it took to become an official defeat the opponents I have arranged for you, and not just Prince. I can't wait either.
She won't lose to them, whoever it is. Right, Traveler?
What ho, fellow voyager of the stellar void. Yes, even I was briefly discountenanced when I heard the tidings of your sworn oath to become... Step forth, O brave challenger. Your princessin grants you an audience. Hearken well. The wretched...
Pardon my directness, but we have not been waiting that long. Mainfroy...
Huh? Paimon knows those voices.
Your opponent sounds anxious to begin. That's what Prince said. Please enter and...
Paimon knew it! It's Fischl and Oz!
Who else but the princessin? For, as the name of this hallowed rite suggests, only when the wisest of heroes is summoned can the This path is a treacherous one. It must be tread with great caution, for eternal doom and That is why none is more suited to appear in this audience chamber than the princessin, whose Aug de Verurtelung des großen Kaleido-Phantasmus has witnessed 10,000 battles across 3,000 worlds.
Oh, is that right?
Indeed. Main Fräulein has watched many games of Genius Invocation TCG, and has gained a solid grasp of the rules, even in a duel between beginners.
Oh, that's true. Ah, this makes sense now. Prince did say that he was gonna pair us with someone of a similar skill level.
The princessin needed but a single glance at these mere machinations of mankind to discern their working principles. Thus, with speed and brilliance paralleled by lightning alone,
Main Fräulein, too, has bested 2 opponents thus far, and is therefore 1 step away.
So there's a lot on the line, huh? Either Fischl or the Traveler.
Indeed.
the princessin herself heeds the call of fate and descends to this realm from the Immonachreich. Yet still, you dare to doubt the inevitability of the
Main Fräulein, I implore you to consider less odious turns of phrase, lest you be forced to feast on your words in the
What? I shall not lose! What say you, Outlander? Do you wish to make an enemy of me, the Princessin of Ertelung, who even now begins to strum the strings of fate? Then I say it is time to see what you are...
Freeze!
This is just... What happened? Oz, with lightning twixt upper and lower mandible, strike thy pointy beak into this obstacle and remove it from my path!
Mein Fräulein, I cannot simply attack the traveler.
There can be no excuse or defeat.
Ha ha ha! Now see what happens to those who dare defy the Princessin!
Ah! This doesn't look good.
Impossible! Ugh, the cursed dragon looms near once more. Cast Traveler, was even this part of your plan?
What a truly ingenious plot. And what an
Congratulations! You've won 3 duels now.
Yeah! Oh, Sucrose, you're back!
Yep, I've won 2 games so far. When I got back,
Nice! Sucrose won too as well!
It seems I am forced to admit, to commemorate your glorious ascent to a battlefield beyond this lowly mortal realm, I grant thee an incarnation of my majesty in miniature.
Mein Fräulein wishes to give you a Mein Fräulein.
Wow, it's Fischl's character card!
'Tis a mere token of such. To the victor of this...
oh, excuse me, ma'am. I am also a big...
Nothing would delight me more. I hear...
One other thing. When I got back, Prince and Shuyan said there was something they needed to give you, if you managed to become an official TCG player.
Probably not. Oh, Paimon bets it's... Let's go get our prop!
With 3 electro dice, I summon my eternal familiar, Osvaldo Hrafnavine, to my side.
Ah, so it was you who won the duel in the end. I knew you'd do it. Very well done. The first thing, all new official this handbook tells you exactly what you need to do to become a top tier. Secondly, a range of Genius Invocation merchandise is now available for you to purchase here at the Cat Store. And thirdly, whenever you wish to play a game with a friend, you can use the invitation board there. Whoever you wish to duel against, simply invite them to the top. Yes, it's right by the bar counter. Once you get the hang of it, you can play. That's it, really. If there's anything else you do. Yes, indeed, I'm quite sure they will. Oh, hope you have fun playing Genius Invocation TC.